All right, guys, well, welcome to North Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm doing a little bit of a road trip inspection, and it's not on this Allegro bus. Even though this one does have that beautiful seamless slides that I love and the emergency egress, which is not too common on Allegro. And while I love showing you guys Allegro buses, it's a different bus I want to show you, and it's not this Marathon on the Prevost XL chassis. Which again would be another wonderful, rare experience for me to share this Marathon with you guys. I've apparently done something very right with my life because I have a very rare opportunity to share a 2014 Outlaw H3 Prevost bus conversion. Now, not only have I never looked at an Outlaw bus conversion before, that means I've never shared an Outlaw bus conversion on this channel before, let alone a Prevost H3 chassis with 4 slide outs on it. Now, so I don't embarrass myself and lose the confidence of my clients, I'm gonna go ahead and do the inspection first before I share it with you guys. But you know, on this channel, we're gonna get on the roof, we'll take a look at the roof, and then I'm gonna take you through it on the inside because this is really nice and I'm kind of overwhelmed by it. Outlaw motor coaches, like I said, I'm not very familiar with, but I can tell you, purchased, acquired, or merged with Emerald Motor Coaches, so they are still technically in business. Not only is their build quality exceptional, but their technical support and service after the sale is just as exceptional. And I know that because when I got here, the chassis batteries were dead and I couldn't get the bus started. But also it has 4 boxed awnings, 2 full size on the patio side here, and then 2 short slide out toppers on the driver's side over here. And I didn't know how to open these awnings, and that's where Outlaw helped me by showing me on the inside of the compartment doors right here. And on the passenger side over here are the controls for those awnings. And unlike a lot of these high-end luxury motorhomes and bus converters, this is the first time I got immediate help with a very simple problem. So let me throw some caution to the wind. We'll get on the ladder, and then we'll make our way onto the roof of this 2014 Outlaw safely. And I think in order to do that, I'll have to go ahead and retract these awnings here. And we'll bring those back in. And then I can get on the roof of this because there's no open area for me to safely put a ladder, which means these canopies are shading almost the entire bus. All right, now with those out of the way, we can go ahead and get the ladder safely up there. And now the tires are Michelin's. There's 315s in the back and 365s in the front. I think the date codes on these are about the last week or last month of 2018. That's good information for me to let the client know. So we're getting close to the 6 years on these tires, so it might be something you want to know about. When it comes to the paint on the sidewalls, a little bit of scratches, but nothing that probably wouldn't buff out right there. Very simple paint job. I do like it. Nothing over the top or ostentatious. Okay. We'll go ahead and take a quick look right here, and that's why we do inspections, because very evident from the get-go we're missing a dome on a satellite dish. I think something got hit. Something got hit right about there too. That's weird, but because it didn't get hit over there. So this is why we do these inspections on roofs. That needs to come off. It's weird too because there's another satellite dish up there. Huh. Well, but of course that's why we do the inspections, and that's why I make the videos, to prove that I did the inspection. Otherwise, this is a Prevost H3 chassis, so it's a little bit different than the XL series. So it has fiberglass panels on the complete sidewalls, but the roof is still a metal roof. It still has a monocoque construction. It still has a stainless steel superstructure, but not the stainless steel rib paneling on the side. You might be more familiar with the Prevost XL series that we see on this channel a lot more. Now on this rear cap, it does have a high back on it. Now this has been added by Outlaw to the Prevost rear cap. Looks like they did a good job. And I do like seeing this. A lot of converters aren't putting a lap seal over that entire rear seam. I actually like how they did the whole thing. It's all been taped off to make it look pretty. That's great. I like how they have gone over the top with it. Yeah, that's a feature that you don't see on some of the other bus manufacturers. And I have seen more than one leak coming from the seam at the rear and front caps. Now, one very noticeable difference between this Outlaw and every other bus I've showed you is going to be the engine exhaust is right up here on the cap. On most buses, it's going to be on the driver's side ground on that side, but this is a 2014, so this has the Volvo D13 turbo diesel on it, and it does have emissions requirements in 2014, so that is a good thing to know about. We have a rear vent cover, so if there's a vent cover there, I'll assume that this has a rear bathroom on it. I haven't made my way completely to the back of the bus yet. Now, moving forward to that vent, we did notice this AC did snag something here too. I'll have to run that and make sure that it's not having an issue, but I think that one was running. I turned that off. Again, that sealant is really great, and it's very rubbery, so this is going to be a silicone lap sealant. It's not a Dicor or acrylic. Give a friendly tap to the box awning on this side, and we do know that it's a box awning. It's not just a decorative panel. This is one of the 4 slide outs on here. Beautiful, beautiful slide out construction here. All aluminum construction on the side there and on the roof. And if I'm not mistaken, I think even on the bus roof itself, that's aluminum also. Don't forget to lean up against this to make sure that it wasn't loosened up, and it's not. So these are the newer mocks instead of having a separate screw-on panel on there. This will probably be the last year they made this before they switched over to the Mach 8. All right, that sealant looks really good. No split loom going into the roof there. They did a great job installing it. It's just a shame that somebody hit it. Gives you a rare opportunity to see there's a GPS antenna in this, so this was an in-motion Winegard's satellite dish. It's no good now. Come over to this side. Now, I have the 2 patio awnings on this side extended. I can't go any further than that pole right there. And they have both these awnings wired together on the same switch. I don't know if that can be defeated, or if I haven't figured that part out, might have to make another phone call to Outlaw to get some help on that one. But otherwise, the fabric is in really good shape. The box isn't loose. The hardware, it's not all rusted like some of these are, and they even put a drain hole through the side right there. You'd be amazed how many manufacturers forgot to put that drain hole to allow these gussets from having water pooling in it. And must be a radio somewhere around here. Sirius XM. Another one over there. Maybe that one went bad. Maybe somebody upgraded the radio, because this is different sealant. This is more of a ProFlex from GeoSil. Obviously there's a radio antenna there. We'll turn back around to the second roof AC in the back here. Don't see any issues with that. But before I go any further on the roof, I'm going to go ahead just inspect this canopy, make sure it's not having any problems. I'm not seeing anything, because I completely forgot there's 2 slide outs under here too. So I'm going to have to retract those awnings. Go ahead and hit in. You can see both of them move at the same time. And those will be retracted. While we're in here, we can see that we do have a manual basement storage down in here. You guys should know that I like the manual slides a lot better than the power ones, just because they're a lot easier to work with. This is also a manual one. I've never seen this type of a pull-out section before. It's got the electric barbecue and a little stainless steel, highly polished under countertop mounted sink as a prep area. I would have thought these flipped up as a countertop extension, but they don't. That's just going to be access to the plumbing down below. But this is a beautiful fit and finish on this. Great worktop area. It even has a outside refrigerator with built-in ice maker on it. That slides very easily. All right, let's get back up on the roof, finish up our roof inspection. I can't give away all the secrets yet. All right, now after we're back up here on the roof, we can see the top of this slide out room. It's a shorter one, but just like all the slide outs, that's going to be tempered glass on a Prevost. Go ahead and inspect the wiper sill there, make sure that it's intact. I'm not seeing any issues. It even has a gutter rail right here underneath the awning, so that you can see water does not get trapped, snow does not get trapped. It can be drained out very easily. Now here's something I've never seen before. And no, it's not broken Girard wind sensors. I see those all the time. Now these do flip down for travel mode if you were so inclined, so they don't break so easily. What we're talking about is this great big huge, looks like an electrical junction box. So all 4 awnings go to it. So that's really great, easy access to the wiring. So if you ever do have to change out the motors on that, you don't have to dig through all the cabinetry inside right here. I see a lot of service centers, they make a connection just on the roof and just leave the connections on the roof. So brilliant idea from Outlaw on wiring access. I still don't want to change out any of the awning motors on this. Don't read too far into that. Now back over here we have a Venturi sewer vent. So it's fixed in place, doesn't turn around. Those are, never had it. I've never had to replace one. I've never had problems with that. Over here we can see that one's still nice. These are just going to be access holes to manually retract these awnings if you needed to. You can still see that beautiful lap sealant job they did. And even the roof looks like it has a, I would almost call it an epoxy coating on it. You can see the, I don't know, I mean, I would guess Outlaw would have had to do the coating on this too, because I can't imagine any service center doing this lap sealant after the coating. I didn't realize that. I don't know if it'll help with any sort of radiant barrier, but feels like a very strong enameled paint that will reflect sunlight very easily and it won't fade and peel. That's the first time I'm seeing that too. So we had the 3rd rooftop AC and it's not loose either. So we have another roof vent right here. So I'll assume that this, a bathroom in the back and a bathroom in the front right here. We'll give a little friendly tap to that awning. None of the hardware is loose. We also do want to make sure a lot of these box awnings, these rails don't like to retract all the way. You don't want to drive down the road with them sticking out. Take a look down here. Now this is that fiberglass body panel I was talking about, but this is a tempered glass or window. Now this one is a newer style slide out, so it doesn't have the sockets for the lock pins to shoot through, but you do see it has a magnet for the sensor, so the room knows when it's all the way closed. Make our way up here. I'm not seeing any problems with that. Very nice slide out room. If I had to guess, at least 10 feet long. It could be up to 12 feet. I don't know offhand, but that's longer than you normally get on a bus. Now I did step past here. There's going to be the TV antenna. I don't know if it's quite the original one or not. This sealant doesn't look original sealant. And I would like to see a little bit of sealant over the top of those screws, so I'll write that up. Now this would look more original to me, and this is going to be another satellite dish from WideGuard. I don't know, maybe they just had 2 satellites, so they had 4 receivers. That's a lot of subscription fees, so I don't think anybody's going to mind losing at least 1 satellite dish. All right, wrote that down. Looks like we're missing a screw on this shroud. Let's make sure that it's not loose. Now we have the 4th slide out back here. Beautiful piece of engineering right there. Wow, I'm not seeing anything wrong looking down the side wall. Nothing wrong here. I'll give one final little kick on the last awning. And I can't get over how well they did the lap sealant here on the roof. So it looks like they have, I don't know if that's like an air vent for this nacelle, or if it was wiring for a nacelle. I don't know, because they have one here and one over there. That'd be interesting to know what they decided to do with that. These should have been added by Outlaw on the front cap for the Prevost H3, just so that the body lines on the roof match up to the awnings. Great transition between the metal roof and the fiberglass front cap. And I do like how it's not like a big bulbous front end right here. So I know it's a pretty popular feature on a lot of these luxury RVs and bus conversions. Is a cell phone antenna there, another radio antenna, another XM antenna. We have one of the air horn trumpet, and the other air horn trumpet right there. Maybe a little bit of body work could be done on that, but the paint's not peeling. A little bit of scratches. I'm going to carefully peer you guys over the top. Looks like maybe the windshield gasket's popping a little bit there. The clearance lights, they look pretty good. Not seeing an issue. Very good there too. But I think that was pretty much the roof of this 2014 Outlaw on a Prevost H3 chassis. I'm very impressed by Outlaw's build quality here on the roof. With the exception of a couple AC shroud issues and a broken satellite dish and a broken wind sensor, which really have nothing to do with Outlaw, I like all the choices they made. But of course, what impressed me the most was this combiner box that they put up here for easy repair and servicing on the box awnings. That was fun to share the roof of this Outlaw with you guys. I have to go through and finish up the inspection on the inside. I don't even know how to use half of it, so I'll have to learn how to do this before I can show you the rest of it. But we can do a quick little inspection on the outside of things that I thought were impressive. Now, I might have been pretty impressed by the build quality of the outside kitchenette. I might be a little bit less impressed by the outside cabinetry. These are just drawers with laminate on it. But overall, what I would expect to see on a bus conversion. Over here, Marathon and Liberty do an absolutely fantastic job of making their mechanical bays a work of art, but sometimes in a functional mechanical bay, being pretty isn't necessarily the most important thing. Whereas it looks like Outlaw made it very professional and functional with great access, and almost nobody uses PEX tubing this size. I think this is at least 1 inch PEX tubing. Should not have a volume issue with that. Look at the size of that whole house water filter and a high quality 110 water pump. Even looks like it has a backup 12-volt water pump. Another interesting feature over here is they do give you an auxiliary passenger side sewer hookup. It's not nearly as common to have a passenger side one on anything other than a Newell. But even the water compartment and the main utility compartment right here, that's a great layout, very easy accessibility, as professional as it gets, with your main sewer hookup being down right there. It looks like behind here is going to be where we find the shore cord. It's going to be on a power reel out and in, and it does have a water hose hookup for the city water connection, again on a power reel. I get to go inside, finish up the inspection, and after that I'm going to bring you guys inside with me. I can show you what a beautiful 2014 Outlaw looks like. Alright guys, I'm done! Okay, there's way too much for me to show you guys. I'm going to do my absolute best. Now I know everybody's second question after the tires is how many miles are on it? Well, this Prevost with a smart wheel has 67,068 miles. Barely even broken in. Now as I shut the front door, you can see that nice hidden accent lighting within the door, but as I pan up, you can see this has a very reserved or muted elegance to it. I'm really appreciating the interior design that went into this and the materials that they used. All too often, these bus converters get a little bit out of control with their interior designing. But because it's always difficult to see this in the shade, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't get the owners to move this out into the sunlight, and I'll be able to show you guys a lot better. So give me a second. Now I know because we're doing it, might as well find out how much room is inside it when the slide-out rooms are all closed up and you're driving down the road. Since I'm bringing the slide-out rooms in right now, it's a good opportunity to find out. And you get to share it. And everybody's going to want to see what kind of aisleway there is once the slide-out rooms are closed. Some of these are quite useless. It's tight! So I got all 4 slide-out rooms closed. Let's take a look walking down. Just come up the stairs right here. So if you do have passengers, they can sit comfortably in the sofa right there. There are seat belts for that. If there's 2 people opposing, it'll be tight on the knees for sure. And that'll give you access to the galley area. So the kitchen sink's not difficult to access. Opposing that, the dinette benches, easy to sit down, enjoy the best view you'll ever have driving down the road from the seat here. While it gets a little bit narrow right here, you'll probably have to turn sideways because the 2 most important things are going to be back here. First and foremost is going to be a refrigerator. It does open fully without being interfered with by the slide-out room there. Of course, the second most important thing, which might actually be the first most important thing, it's going to be the bathroom, the head, the water closet. So no problems getting to it. It's not affected whether the slide out rooms are in or out. It's a little bit tight right here because of the pocket door. Moving further back with the slide out rooms closed, you can access the laundry center without the slide out rooms being open. And of course the bed's going to be the end of the road. Even though you can't go past the bed without hopping over it, at the very least you can lay down in the bed. Your feet aren't going to be hitting underneath the cabinetry at all. So still pretty comfortable even the slide out rooms are closed. And I hope that answers everybody's question about the amount of room inside this 2014 Outlaw Prevost H3 bus conversion. When all 4 slide out rooms are closed, you're driving down the road or you have it in storage. All right, now that I got us all relocated and the slides back out again, I do want to point out one thing up front right here. There's a little bit of damage in the leather on the driver's seat right there. And while that is an air ride seat, and this is a very plush passenger seat, for a minute there, I was concerned that this was not real leather. Which of course seems outrageous that a luxury motor coach from Outlaw would not have real leather on it. But when I extended the footrest here, I could see the grain of the leather on the backside. But this is the softest leather I've ever felt in my life. The nice thing about the driver's seat is that, like all these buses, you have the command of the entire bus just from here. It does have a Crestron system that you can operate everything that you're going to want to be able to operate, and gives you the entire monitor panel right here, including the tanks. But enough with this system right here. We're going to talk more about it later. What we really want to see is the living space in the salon. Now, while there is a little bit of polish to that stone flooring, it is not slippery and it's not a mirrored finish, so it does not reflect that beautiful ceiling above. As we move back down, this is a solid surface Corian material that you find on the stepwell tread and even on the back of the steps there. But the rest of the RV countertops are a real stone. This looks like a beautiful granite that you'll find throughout the rest of the salon bathroom areas. Now, maybe one of my favorite selling points is going to be the cabinetry. If you guys have followed my channel, you know I like the Royales from Monaco because they use real solid wood on their cabinetry, not some crazy high quality laminate. This is all real solid hardwood for the cabinetry throughout the entire bus. And it has something of a semi-gloss finish to it. Real leather that's padded on all the walls, no wallpaper hiding anything. And all the trim work, again, is real solid wood. Now, before we abandon the front cockpit area, the main TV does come down from the ceiling here. There's another one that took me a while to figure out. The switch for it's hidden behind the driver's seat right there. And on this one, you do have to hold the switch down the entire time if you want it to operate. Maybe it's not the coolest thing in a bus, but I still think it's pretty cool. It looks like it still has the original LG TV that came with it when it was built in 2014. There's still a salon TV. Again, it's a flat screen LG. Now, maybe one of my favorite things that they did on this is with the Crestron system here. Now, we did see that the driver had control of everything from their Crestron panel, and we do have iPads that control everything. But this does not control everything. This does not do the HVAC or the awnings. Often I find they make these multiplex systems a lot more complicated than they need to be, so I'm glad they just limited it to the lighting, the blinds, and of course the entertainment system. Another unique feature that I don't normally see in a bus conversion is going to be a wraparound lounge. So this does extend out to give you a commanding seat to watch the main TV from that wraparound sofa or J-lounger. Often there's going to be a recliner that you can reposition, but because this is on a slide out, that would have to be repositioned every single time you move it. So I would rather have that than a recliner that I'd have to reposition in store anytime I was driving down the road. But this also gives a rare opportunity to have another bed in the front salon area. It's a smaller bed for sure, but at least a twin-size bed for a guest. And I say unique because right across from there, we already saw this has a sofa. And while this is a wonderfully comfortable sofa, standard size, it's also going to be a pretty comfortable queen size hide-a-bed with intercoil springs, but also a pillow air top adjustable mattress topper. So that's 2 beds in the salon area. In most buses you get 0 beds or maybe 1. And while this can't be extended out with that bed extended, It does look like you have just enough room for a guest to use that bed and that bed. But obviously don't let them stay too long. It does make getting in and out of the bus a little bit more difficult. And even on this sofa, you can see the grain of the leather there too. Now moving further back, we'll find the galley area. Now this is a continuation of that solid stone countertop that we saw at the beginning. But one feature I do like that they did on this, the sink cover and the stovetop cover. On a lot of different manufacturers, these are quite heavy because they're real stone, but they made them a lot thinner. So you really don't have to worry about picking these up because they can weigh about 40 pounds sometimes, and I'd be afraid to drop them on my foot. We do have a 2-burner electric stovetop here with one of my favorite features is one large under countertop mounted galley sinks. And while there's not an exceptional amount of drawer space down below, instead of having a whole bunch of little drawers, they did give you some very useful drawers, and that is real suede that they're using inside all the drawers as liners. Piece there, and this is a Fisher & Paykel drawer dishwasher. And of course, right above, behind the doors of shame, will be the Sharp carousel convection oven microwave. I'm still not confident these over-the-range convection oven microwaves want to be hidden so much. Now, even though there's only a little bit of galley countertop space, they found additional countertop space over here, and that's going to be that metal accent tile on the backsplash that matches the metal tile down in the floor. Now, just across from the galley and behind that J-Lounge sofa is going to be the dinette. Again, that solid stone countertop is being used as a table. This does not pull out for additional seating or to turn into a bed, but I think it's important to point out underneath where you're never going to see it, they use solid surface corian as a support structure for that heavy stone dinette table. And then as we move further back here, we're going to find the residential refrigerator. I do like that it's actually a stainless steel refrigerator with water in the door, but they have solid wood panels inlaid on those stainless steel doors. And I think it looks incredibly handsome. Now moving further back, in the hallway here is going to be the laundry center. You're going to have a stacked washer and dryer from Bosch. Very nice location. You don't have to listen to it when you're in your bedroom trying to sleep. And it's more in the common area, so if you did have guests, they don't have to go into your bedroom or past your bedroom if they want to do some laundry. This is the first time I've encountered Outlaw's powered pocket doors, and I love them. Now, unlike a lot of the manufacturers out there, you have to hold the button down the whole time, so you don't have to worry about accidentally hitting the button once and the door closing in on you. It's also something of a little bit of a safety factor because you're controlling the door the entire time, not a computer. This does have a porcelain macerating toilet from Tecma. Beautiful glass tiles on the wall, so very easy to clean. That same stone countertop here with an under countertop mounted hammered copper sink. And some mirrored medicine cabinets above with a pretty cool feature. It does have built-in lights when you open the door. Now as we exit back into the hallway here, we have another power pocket door. And as we open it, we'll reveal a very good size bedroom. Now we have transitioned from the stone flooring in the salon and galley area into a real hardwood flooring in the bedroom right here. Now behind here will be all the components for the entertainment center. And above will be some closet space with automatic LED lighting, a polished closet rod. And then across from there will be a much larger dressing closet or broom closet, however you'd like to use it. Now, because there's 2 slide outs in the bedroom, one over here on the TV, one over here on the king size bed, there really is quite a lot of floor space and walking around space here. You don't have to shimmy around the bed in order to get past the bed. While the bed also has its own tablet that'll control the entire Crestron system and its own thermostat right there. It is an articulating bed, so you can raise and lower it. Now as we look across, we'll find the bedroom TV. Again, I think it's still the original LG TV. It does have a hidden area behind it where you'll find the safe. Now everybody knows where the safe is. It does have a sound system above and some more countertop space in here with some leather padded cabinet doors. And I don't know if you can see the little aisle lights that are hidden down underneath them. No doubt the ceiling is beautiful. It's not mirrored like the salon ceiling is, It does have that copper metallic tile that we found in the backsplash and in the accent tile on the floor. The impressive thing to me is that I have the AC running right now, and I think you guys can hear me just fine. In fact, that's some nice cold air blowing on me in the middle of summer. But as we open this door here, we'll reveal probably the best feature on this bus. The full-size and main private bathroom. But because it's a private ensuite bathroom, you won't disturb your guests and your guests won't disturb you. But back here, we'll discover the vanity has the same matching solid stone countertop, that metallic copper mosaic tile on the backsplash. It does have a vessel glass bowl sink and mirrored medicine cabinets above. While just across from there will be its own separate macerating porcelain toilet. And while just above that, you'll find that added value from Outlaw. They have those automatic LED lights that are positioned on each shelf so you can see it very well. But the last feature is probably the best feature, and it's this great big huge walk-in shower. It does have a solid surface Corian material as a shower pan, but a unique feature, instead of having a trough drain, it has two independent drains. It has matching stone tile from the front flooring. On the walls, a nice little bench seat with an easy to clean and hygienic Corian countertop material. And to really tie everything together, they have both the small and larger metallic mosaic tiling to finish out the shower. Now on the surround itself, it does have a metallic crossbar as support. I'm 6 foot tall. There's about a 2-inch step up on the threshold there. And if I just walk in, I did not have to duck, but it is a very unique and usable shower. Probably better than I've seen in a majority of bus conversions. But that was it, guys. This was a 2014 Outlaw bus conversion built on a Prevost H3 chassis. It has 4 slide outs on it, and I'll be the first one to say I generally like buses with no slide outs on it, but having this amount of walking space inside and living space might be changing my opinion a little bit. Traditionally, a Prevost bus conversion is the most comfortable driving experience you'll have in an RV or motor coach. But generally when it comes to full-time living, there's a little bit of give and take because there's a little less living space, but I don't think that's an issue in this Outlaw. I got to get up the street. I have another inspection I have to do. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Now, I do not know what Southwest Luxury Coach is asking, but I will try to find out and see, because I know that's one of the most common questions I get after a tour.
James.
Good morning.
How we doing?
Doing great. All right. Now, you're Scott?
Yep.
Alec?
Sir.
And Turner. Right. And you're with Southwest
Luxury Coach Sales.
Okay. And now you've been around for quite a while, right?
Yeah, I've been doing this for 25 years.
All right. Now, this is my first interaction with you.
Yep.
All right. Not just a dealer, you're also a buyer?
Yeah. I'm one of the largest RV brokers, buyers, sellers in the country.
Okay. Now, you have a physical store you sell these out of?
We do. We have a dealership here in Arizona. Just sell more or less high-end motorhomes.
All right. So you almost specialize in these bus conversions?
Yep. Buses, high-end fiberglass is what we like.
All right. I know this is the first Outlaw I've seen, so I'm happy to share it with everybody that's watching this. If anybody is interested in purchasing it, I don't know what you're even asking for it.
We're asking $750,000 for this unit.
Okay.
And you can just reach out to us at southwestluxury.com.
Though you specialize in buses and bus conversions, are you just limited to buses and bus conversions when you buy them?
No.
No, you're interested in
everything.
Everything. RV, trailers, motor, like Class C RVs. They don't just have to be luxury like Allegro buses. You can do fifth wheels too?
Yes. We can do it all.
All right, and you'll pick up?
We will.
So nationwide?
Nationwide.
Anything?
Nationwide pickup typically within 48 hours of first speaking with a customer. We
All
can
right.
get someone at your door, make a deal, cash in hand.
All right, so you don't even have to trade in. You accept trade-ins, but you don't. But you will buy whether or not they're buying from you.
We will.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for trusting me to take a look at this 2014 Outlaw. It's the first time I've seen. My understanding is Emerald actually purchased them, or
yes.
They're under the Emerald brand name now.
Yes.
It was fun to share it with you guys. If you had any other questions, just reach out to these guys. Small little group, but they know what they're doing and they're very knowledgeable about all of it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye. One more thing, guys. Yes. Hidden right here. That is an outside TV behind the hatch there. That may have been another phone call to Outlaw to find out where that switch was. Now, of course, one of the biggest differences between an H3 and an XL chassis isn't what you would think it'd be the ceiling heights on the inside. You'd think, because those are a little bit taller than an XL chassis, that the ceiling heights inside would be higher. And because there's so many more steps up to the floor, obviously the ceiling height has to be higher. But it's not. It's a misconception that I've even fallen for. It's the same height as the XL chassis. Most of the height is in the basements down below. So you have more basement storage space. The XL chassis from Prevost has a lot of basement storage. It does not exceed the amount of space then you're gonna get in a Prevost H3 chassis. It's like an apartment down in here.